Okay, here we are. Hello everyone. Today is another live. Sorry if we didn't schedule again, but it's holiday in China, so I was not sure until the last minute if I was able to go live today. So here we are. Okay, let's check one moment if everything is good with the chat. Okay, here. The video looks okay. Hope I'm on focus. Let me see. Yes, I'm look focus. Okay. I hope the audio is okay. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay. So today, as you can see from the background, is a different position because today I'm not going to send or do some post-production, but instead I will working a little bit on the computer because sometimes people ask me how to scale a file, how to proportional to our body, how to make correct file for the helmet. So today I will show to you how I can make one full armor using the program that is Armorsmith. That is the program that I'm usually use for scale the costume on my body. Armorsmith is a paid program. You pay only one, you can use forever in your life. And he allow you to create one or more avatar with your measurement. And after that one, you can import all the file, join together to create a single pieces. After you can scale, stretch the form to fit your body. And after you can export in a group or in single files ready to be printed with your slicer. So for the file of today, I choose to make the Batman of Ben Affleck. Is the version that they never released the movie, but it's very cool armor. It's not so complex, so it doesn't have so many parts. Some parts is cool to print with the 3D printer. Some parts maybe it's better make with some soft material like TPU, or even better with the urethane like the neck, because otherwise you cannot move. So for the moment, I just print the helmet with a black mask TPU, PLA of eSUN. Should be here somewhere. I print different scale because this one is for some customer. This one is raw print. This is for 24-inch head that I'm making now. As you can see, it's much bigger than mine because I'm 23. So it's very big for my head, but it's for a customer that he asked me to make one Ben Affleck helmet. It's missing the lower part that I'm printing. And after that one, I will start to print probably the arms and the chest. And after I will see if I will continue to make something else. Also because soon I will receive the file of the Batman of Affleck in the Flash movie with a strange web here under the chest. It's a little bit strange armor. I'm not big fan, but probably one time I will print it. The problem with that one is the cowl. The cowl is the urethane version, like all the Ben Affleck, because his neck is so big. So that one is impossible to print with the 3D printer. You have to make with the urethane. So probably I will order one from America for my friends, and I will print the other part of the armor. Ciao Amarak, ciao caro, benvenuto. Ciao. Com'è la qualità audio video? Oggi dovrebbe essere buona visto che sto sul computer fisso e non sul portatile macinino dove faccio la post-produzione. Stavo dicendo che ora comincio a far vedere come scalare un elmo e un'armatura completa utilizzando Armorsmith, questo bellissimo programma a pagamento. Allora, prima di tutto, mettiamo Armorsmith e mettiamo il mio bruttissimo faccione qui. Ok, questo è Armorsmith. Ora, dovreste vederlo bene. Sono io, o meglio, mi piacerebbe essere così muscoloso e così magro. Dovrei riaggiornare un pochettino l'avatar perché insomma, questa è di 2 anni fa. Questa è un pochettino, sì. This is a little bit more bigger now. This is the old version of my avatar. Now I'm a little bit more, I'm not so slim probably. So I need to adjust a little bit. Anyway, when you open the Armorsmith here, you can open your avatar, or you can create a new avatar. Now I don't make, otherwise it will make a long process. That is guide, that will show you how to take all the measurements from the arms, the chest, the head, every part. I colori troppo falsati, quella è la webcam che fa schifo. Vabbè, per fortuna devi vedere il computer, non la mia faccia brutta. He said that the color of the webcam is not very good. Yeah, because here the illumination is not very nice. I like more stay in the dark when I use the computer. I don't like artificial light. Okay, so here on the left you have the basic command for the files to open, close, export, print, because it also works with Bakura, your avatar, edit some options, the view, and the settings. This part usually you don't use. Here is your workspace where you import a file. Here is the transforms area where you can scale, rotate, or translate your files. And here are the summary, when I'm writing the property of the file, how big is, for example, if I select my head here, the circumference is 570 millimeter, the width is 158, and that is 202. If here I make like 770, you can change in real time your avatar, and now I'm MODOK from Marvel. Let's put back 570. You can change also the color if you want to make one armor and you want to see how is with the helmet red, make red. This one is just for fun. It is not very useful. Where is pink? I lost my pink color. Here, pink. Totally different pink. 255178. Wait, I make like this, and after I check back. Okay. More or less is similar. So first one, we need to import our file. Of course, you open the STL, the OBJ, the 3MF, everything. So here in import, I have my folder here, the Batman. Usually I divide every part in macro area. That's MODOK, Bello come MODOK. Avrei un futuro. Legs, helmet, chest, NDS, belt, and arm. Let's start with the helmet. Helmet here, but this one is good because it was for another person. I have helmet 1, 2, 3, that is the helmet. Neck is the neck. If I import only helmet number 1 and open, you open the STL, and here you have a preview of what you get. And with that touch, you can rotate, select the area that you want to put, for example, the head, and you put your neck, the back part of the helmet. But the problem is that you need all the head. So you can import the other part. Here you have the front. Put here, and now you have also the front part. You can adjust to let match together with your file. But this one is not the wrong way, but not the good way to use Armorsmith. Armorsmith is very good because if the file they are saved in the good way, is allowing you to make something like this one. If you import and select all the files, so the neck and the helmet, when you open, he asks you to join in a group. Helmet. You say yes, and what he can do that if the file is saved correctly, so around 1Z point, the program it will join mold together and recreate exactly the file, all the pieces connecting together. Like this one, it will be much more easy to scale because you can physically wear the helmet. You see now, if I'm select, I have all the helmet. So now it will be more easy for me to rotate and scale the part because the helmet is all in one part. I don't need to check which part where it goes, etc, etc. So you can start to join and play here to match with your head. Now, this is one tips that I learned on my experience. Even when you take this part like this, you see, for example, the front looks good on the neck, the back, no, it disappears. This one because these two parts here are connected, so it doesn't know how to move. In the real life, this part, if you print soft, it will just stay on your shoulders. But the program, it doesn't know this one. So my suggestion is to open the files together and group only the part that has to be connected physically. In this case, I will suggest to import only the head and the helmet in different file, so you can stretch differently and you can adjust better. So we delete this one. And first we import only the helmet. 1, 2, 3. Open, join as a group, and we call helmet. Now Armor Smith make its magic. It took time because these files are very big. And here, attach, I select this gear that is meaning the head part. I have my helmet. Now with the right click, with the right click of the mouse, here you have some options like show hide avatar, hide selection, export model, we say later. What we need is here, translate, rotate, and scale. They are very easy to understand. If I translate, I can translate the helmet on the 3 axes. If I rotate, I can rotate the helmet. If I scale, I can scale uniform, not uniform, free deformation that I suggest you don't use because you deform all the file. Shrink fits. This option should be something very nice, but it never work. It's a long time that the guy who made this program is trying to fix these options, but it never work. Should be technically shrink fits. Check the size of the helmet, check the size of the head on the part that you connect. It's very slow as you see. And try to adjust, make it larger, smaller, until to match exactly on the part. So in this case, hypothetically, the helmet it should be scaled enough to be outside the head. The problem that is always make a mess. And it took so much time, so I really suggest to don't use these options. It will be a life changer if it can work properly. So you just open the file, automatically fits, and it work. It will be so much easier. Maybe in the future, but for now, as you can see, is I already can see here. If you check the scale, it already make 400 times bigger. It will be super huge. So Amrak, what are you doing now? Busy with the new work, and what are you printing? Oh, wow. 418 times bigger he made. Look. Yeah, my head is not so big. Definitely is not so big. So let's back to 100%. Here, remember to select uniform scale. So you uniform everyone in the same moment. Okay. Come back to the helmet. First one, rotate to try to make as in original position, and we translate, try to check to put in the correct place. Now this kind of helmet has this part here, the jaw that is difficult to match because the avatar doesn't take the chin here, the sides. So there is people that have the chin a little bit larger, smaller, longer, shorter. So this one, unfortunately, you cannot catch. But like this one, more or less, is exactly on position. And I can see here, the ear is a little bit outside. This one is not big problem because the ear, they can be squished a little bit inside. Maybe it's not very comfort, but you can do it. No, il sistema automatico di scaling, Amrak, come vedi, non funziona assolutamente. Spero che lo sistemi, ma è più di un anno che è così, quindi ci ho perso le speranze, onestamente. So here, if you see the pink one, it's meaning that the helmet is too small and my head go over. So if you print like this one, you will not be able to wear it. So what you can do, first one, here, you see you have the name, helmet, mirror, if you want to mirror the image, visibility, visible, if you want to show the helmet or don't show the helmet, opacity. This one, when you need to scale, I suggest to put like 0.2, it become transparent. Like this one, you can see also the inner part of the helmet. As you can see, it's too squishy on my head. And here, this part is different because it's outside. So let's start to scale, like bring to 105%. As you can see, on the back here is a lot of space. On the top is a lot of space. On the side is just precise. And if you come back to opacity 1, now there is no more any extra part. When it's like this, you have two options now. Or you can keep like this a little bit bigger on the side, on the top and on the back, and in case put some padding, and can be a good solution in the beginning if you're not very practical with the scaling. So if you take wrong size, you can still adjust. If it's a little bit bigger, you can put some padding. If it's a little bit smaller, you cannot do anything. Or otherwise, you can check the uniform scale, X-ray, and scale and stretch a little bit. So this large is okay. It's a little bit taller. So instead of 105, we can make like 102 or even 100. Now I have the head is more close to the top and the down here is more close to my face. And also this back here, we can make a little bit smaller. Is the other one. One. A little bit shorter. Like this is, it will fit probably like a glove, much better. But first one, you stretch the file. So you need to remember that if some part is connected to this one physically, for example, if the ear was not here, sorry the word, and I print later and I didn't save in the correct proportion this one after the parts they don't match because you deform the helmet. Second, if you're not very good to take your sides, you risk that you deform the helmet and you still cannot wear it. So for the beginning, I suggest it's better keep it a little bit bigger, maybe, and add some foam. Of course, don't make huge, otherwise it will be ugly. So for the moment, we say that for me, the helmet like this is okay. I don't see any gray, any pink part, any skin part outside. On the X-ray, I have plenty space on the top all around, and also on the side. On the side, you can make maybe a little bit larger, even to 107, so you have more space for the ears, and it's perfect. Every time you do something, save, because this program is not new to crash sometimes. So save as Batman, you call eSUN good Batman scale. And after this one, you make your helmet. Now we need to make the neck. Import, we select only the neck 1 and 2, open, group, neck. Okay, now that we have our neck here, first one, I suggest to select the helmet and make invisible one moment, so it doesn't create problem when you put the neck. And after, you should be able to see again here, if you select the helmet, visible, it will appear. So attach the neck. This time you select here the gear of the neck. Try always to make similar all the part if it's possible when you scale it, so you maintain the same proportion. So let's begin. The helmet, it was 107, 102, 100. So let's start to put everyone like 105 of the same, and check if can be good. And after we go to adjust. This one, as I told you before, don't worry too much if a little bit can compenetrate, because first, this part is soft, and second, the program is not so much accurate. So the important is that you see the neck, he need to be not touching here, and this part is a little bit too okay. You need to be a little bit more on the back and rotate a little bit more. Okay, so now let's start to stretch the Y. We can port 110, for example, so I get plenty of room because my chest is a little bit big. The Z, this one I always suggest to make a little bit smaller because otherwise it touches your head on the back and you don't move anymore. Don't worry here on the shoulders. I never see a neck that match perfectly on the avatar. It's normal. The important to check is that these sides, the Z and the XX, it's good enough. Okay, here I can see that it still touch a little bit my neck here, so probably I need to make a little bit larger, 108. Like this, should not touch anymore. 0.2. Yeah, it looks okay. Now, if I put also the helmet, we have all together. And this is our helmet and chest, helmet and neck. Save. Quanto spazio in più ti conviene calcolare? Un centimetro all'incirca, un centimetro virtuale ovviamente. Non ti conviene mettere troppo di più, altrimenti rischi che si sta troppo quanto largo. Poi puoi sempre stamparti un anello, dopo faccio vedere come stampare un anello di questo elmo, in modo da fare un test fits che ti consuma poco filamento e avere un'idea più approssimativa possibile. Dovrei ancora avere un fits ring here, ecco qui. Per esempio qui avevo, here I ask how to check how much space. I just cut off the helmet here. I remove the top part because this is the part that I need to check the eye with the nose, with the ear, if I can wearing like this one. So I just cut this part. This I print in 1 hour. I put 0.4 very fast. I don't care of the quality. It's very ruined. It was just for testing. And after I print, after I scaling and print like this one, I wearing, and it was perfect for my head. So after I check that it's good, I can print a helmet, and I'm pretty sure that I will not waste any material. Okay, now let's hide our helmet, our neck. Let's import another part. Let's start with the chest. The chest, here I divide in 3 parts, because as before, if I import all this file together, it will take the chest, the back, and the BS, and it will be impossible to match together. So it's better take part group by group. So first one, the chest. After the abs. And the last one, the back. Remember to change the name, otherwise after you don't remember which part is which one. Okay, now that we have our part, let's start with the chest. Attach the chest that we will put here on the front, because this one is arm, the center, the back here. Rotate. This is our chest with our symbol, with all the texture. Very, very, very cool. Translate, we put a little bit more up because the chest is going there. And we put near our chest. So as you can see here, this chest is a little bit small on this side. It's not large enough. This one also, when you check, you cannot fix perfectly here, because this is just approximately a human body. So what you need to check is the area here, if allow you to wear it or not. So more or less the chest will be here, because there should be have our neck. Yes, a little bit more up. Okay, the chest will be here. So you can see here is too small on the side. I will not close my arms. So uniform scale, let's start with 105. Okay, this looks already better. Now you can see when if I go inside, this part doesn't disappear of the body. If I continue to go inside, they will disappear. So like this one is meaning that it's big enough. Maybe it can be a little bit more larger, just a little bit larger. So let's try with the, no, is the this is 105, is the X. Always confuse these two. 108. So we have 108, 105, 105. This is important because now that put we apps, if you want to maintain the same proportion, we should scale in the same way. So rotate. So we said 105, 105, 108, 105, 105. So 108, 105, 105. Translate. This one, it should go a little bit more inside the chest, like this one. Yeah, it matched perfectly. Okay, and now the back. The back, it should not follow the same proportion because it's a separate part, so it doesn't matter. So just make that it fits to your body and it's okay. Anyway, remember that usually this kind of part, you have the cape, you can even don't print. But for example, if you see here, this one has some part that is made inside to connect with the strips to the other one, my suggestion. So it's better you print it, also because when you print a costume, it's better print everything, all the single parts. Okay, now save. Let's import the arm. The arm you can import all one or both together, doesn't matter. Important that you can scale only one by one. So we go to the arm. Okay, arm one is mirrored. This one is already mirrored. Sometimes it's only one file, you need to mirror it by yourself. Arm. Our arm here is the left one. We put here in the center more or less. Now, if you see, this arm is already bent in one direction, that of course it doesn't follow our arm. So if also here, I suggest to import part by part. But because we don't know which part is which one, because there are a lot here, what we can do, if I remember, is first one, let's translate a little bit more up. Okay. If you select right click, we can ungroup part. And now here, if you see, I have all the single part. The arm, the blade, the elbow, forearms, biceps, and the shoulders. So this one is okay, one part. This one is one part, the one part, one part. This one must be together. So we can select both. So I have the fins and the arm, right click, group part, and now only this one is remaining together and this one are single. So now we can scale every single part. That is the best way. Rotate. This program is, it could be a little bit difficult at the beginning to remember how to do the stuff, but after you start to use, you cannot make anything without anymore. He saved me so much filament making the stuff with this program after you make a good avatar that you cannot have idea. Okay, this one goes here. Okay, let me check the opacity 0.2. Okay, so this looks huge, for example. This look much bigger than my arm. Maybe I need to go to the gym. Okay. Yeah, it's so large and it can touch this one. So it's better that I shrinks a little bit. Let's make it 95. 95 I said. Ok. No, è che scalare una cosa del genere senza armor, cioè, si è fatto prima, si è fatto sempre e si continua a fare. Solo che vai a trial and error. Insomma, spendi più filamento che altro. Ok, e questo ci siamo. Ora questo fammelo, let me hide a little bit. Here, if I mirror, it should go automatically also to the other side. You see? Now I have both of the files. If I translate one, I translate also the other one. Okay. Good. Now let's take this one. This one should be the biceps. If I say some anatomic part wrong, forgive me. It's not my area expertise. This one goes here. And this one goes there. Ew. Always checking 3D because otherwise you make something strange. This part, they don't have some reference point. They don't need to be connect each other. So it's not a big problem about if you make it bigger or smaller. Important you can put on your arm. If you make so small that it cannot fit on your arm, maybe it's not good. But here you have a lot of successful try and error. So if it's smaller, little bit smaller, little bit bigger is not a big problem. This is the elbow that always ate because when you're wearing it's the easy part to ruin because you cannot bend anymore your arm. Usually I never print this part honestly, but it's okay. Translate here. And now we put the arm. The arm we try to rotate following the arm as much as I can to have a better orientation. The fins are on the back, more or less like this. Translate. And now we can adjust. Oh, yesterday I saw the Flash movie. Except for the CGI that is embarrassing, I really enjoy, especially all the cameo and then guest parts that are on the movie. I don't say anything because I don't want to make any spoiler, but if you watched all the other movie of the DC, you watch some TV series about Batman, about the Flash, so you know some other characters, you will be nicely surprised. So the arm like this one, I need to make a little bit bigger. Try 1.4. Also because this one, remember always that is the avatar when you take your sides, but usually here you wear some clothes. So it's better to make a little bit bigger. Otherwise, after with the clothes, you can have some problem and you cannot be able to wear it anymore. This one, let me remove because I really can't only, oops, annoying. I cannot select anymore the arm. What happened? Wait. Okay. Invisible. I don't have any more invisible. Show texture. It's disappeared invisible. Sometimes the program has some issue. Okay. This one put back, translate. So more or less the arm can be like this one. Okay, I don't want to make it too much bigger, otherwise after you see it's too tall. So now put a little bit smaller, and in case we can stretch it a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that it's okay like this one. It just rotates not properly. So now we can mirror, and we have our arms. Okay, now I don't make also the chest, the hand, the belt, and the legs, because you understand how to make it. And I also want to watch the new Spider-Man. I didn't have time. Now that we make our beautiful model on our avatar, it's time to export. Now, if you remember here, the helmet is in one part. If I export now, it will be in one single piece, and we don't want this one because the original helmet, it was in three parts: the helmet, the back, the front, and the jaw. So we need to have these three files again. So if you right click here, when you export the model, you can select all or every single file, or export as group. So it will take this helmet and export in only one file, one helmet, and is not what we need. Or export all parts individually. So it will split the single files. So I suggest you to go in the folders, chest, helmet. You create a new folder calling resize. And I suggest you also to write what the proportion of your scaling, in case you have some problem later, you can remember. So it's 17, 1 to 100. So we make 17, 1 to 100. So I know that after 1 month, if I lost, I thought it was crashing. I lost the program, lost the avatar, and to make again this helmet, it was that scaling. Is just some suggestion. Export as individual. Sometimes he has this problem when he exported at the beginning. You try to export something that doesn't exist, and after you can export again. I'm so happy also because yesterday is back my V400 after almost 2 months of stop. There was one bug on the firmware. They don't even now they don't know, because this one is not my printer. They give me another one, because my printer, after they work for 1 month fixing the firmware, refresh everything, it looks working good. They sent to me. The first day it worked perfectly. The second day is totally bugged again. There was some problem with the firmware. I don't know, something. I don't know. They just know that after they say, okay, send me back, we give a new one, because this one has some problem. So I received yesterday. I just assemble, start to print with the new Prusa, and is like a charm. It's worked perfectly, like the first day. I really love. And then we was using also the PLA of eSUN, the PLA Plus High Flow. That is fantastic for this kind of printer, and it's so good, printing 400 millimeter per second nicely. So export individually. Sometimes there is this bug that it doesn't find the folders. I don't know why. Choose a folder. If you continue to make like this, I will export in another folder that you can see. It's a bug that you need to fix. I don't know why. After 2-3 times, it works perfectly. Now to be safe, let me save, export to the model. I don't know what is exporting because I didn't select anything. This program is fantastic, but it has some stupid bug that it should be fixed sooner or later. Yeah, it didn't export anywhere. So save, just to be sure. It starts to become so hot here in China. The third one is the charm. Desktop is not the charm. So let's my computer. D. Program files. Desktop. Show hidden folders. No. Close and open again. I don't know, sometimes it makes something so stupid, this program. Usually after 2 times that I open and close, it works good. I don't know why today is making the stupid. But it's something that you cannot control. So close here. Save, yes. Better save more times. Okay. It doesn't save anything, right? Batman, no. Filament, resides, no. So let's open again. Look here, he saved here on the desktop. I saw. Open recent costume. Should be this one. No, it's not that one. Open. Okay, text. I really need to write an email to the maker of this program, say you need to fix this bug, because it's really annoying when you do like this. I cannot open my file. Oh, finally. Okay, this one should be the armor. Let's wait a moment. Yep. So try again, select the head, export as individually. Let's wait a moment if he give me the correct folders. Otherwise I export on the desktop and work like this. Sometimes I don't know why. I don't think it's a problem of my computer, because my computer is very fast. It works good usually, but never say never. Oh, finally. Affleck the Batman helmet resides here, and now already have the file of it. So now it will export these 3 single files. So if I open my folder here, yes, they're here. Now, these files are the single part of that helmet that we scale with the proportion scaled, so ready to be printed for our head. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now, this helmet, I found that is more easy to print if we connect this part and this part together. So for making this one, we can simple with Army Builder, with this Army Builder, 3D Builder. After we open one part, we select Insert, Load Object. We go in our folders. We take the second part, and he should apply exactly in the correct position. Yes. Now we have the 2 parts. We select together. Okay, we are moving together, and we save as STL, and we call like front helmet. Why this one? Because this file, I found that it's more easy to print when they are connected, these 2 parts together, because it's more easy. wasting less material for the double support, otherwise you make support here and after support from here. And also it's more simple for making the fits ring. So now that we have our file, I can open my Prusa with the V400 with my profiles, and we import the helmet desktop applet resides. You see, the 3 files in this one is what we print. So first one, what I remember, I told you to print, to double check if you want to be sure and don't wasting too much material. Print a fixed ring. Even normally you can make even smaller, but I want to check also with the eye, because sometimes the eye can create some problem. So I just print taller like this one. How to make this one? Very simple. We select our helmet, we put flat. Here we cut, and we cut in the position that we want. I cut until here. You don't cut smaller than this one, otherwise this part and this part, they will be not together connected and it doesn't work. So give some space. You can cut like this one. You cut the parts. Now this part we need, this part we don't need. So this one we remove. This one you put up and down like this one. You just print. You put some support if you want, but it's not really necessary. Even if you fail a little bit on the eye, we don't care. You can print faster, you can print with a 0.4, with a big nozzle, as you prefer. Normally the fits ring, they are much smaller. You can make smaller like this one, but this one has this strange shape. I have to make like bigger like this one. And I can check if the helmet is good. After it's good, I can reopen my helmet and just print. Sì, uso il profilo mio 2.6 ovviamente. Cioè il mio profilo funziona con 2.6. Here you can... The new Prusa has this auto support that looks good for now. I tried 2 helmets and for now it never miss any point. If you select automatic support, he created this organic support automatically in the points that he needs. And until now, he didn't miss any spot. Sometimes he put even more. For example, here in the center, if you remember, I always suggest don't put, so we can just select brush. Brush sides, and we can remove because here we don't need. Try to remove everything with even one dot. You have the supports there. Yes, here we don't need it. In the other part we need. So we slice again. Less than 4 hours for printed helmet. And it's like this. If you feel that here is better, put more support because here is curved. So the computer only decide here. If you want to put more, you can just brush here or add a little bit with the smart field. You select this area and you add more support in the part that you need. But it works very, very good, this new product slicer. You see, now you put only there. And also, I suggest to select the seam and always put from the center to the back. This is the seam. So all the seaming will be start from inner side, not from outside. So from outside, you don't see any imperfection. And even you can see it will be from inside and on the back. So like this, the external surface will be very smooth. You see this line here is when the nozzle start every time. The left, the scar, the seam, it will be inside. And this is our helmet. Now, let's check one more file. For example, the chest that is big. Let's check how to cut. So export and wait again. The chest, I want to show you also how to use the new option of Prusa to cut with the pins, but I'm afraid it's too thin, so it's not good for making the thin, but just the pin, but just to show to you how, because it's very, very nice features. Okay, Ben Affleck, Batman, chest. Create a new folder, resize, and then here we make chest. Our chest, how big it is, 181515. So remember to write, otherwise after you don't remember. Chest, resize chest, 108, 105, 105. And today my computer is stupid. Chest, resize, 108, 105, 105. Ah, the computer is crazy. Export. They really need to fix this. Really, 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 really need to fix it because it's so annoying. Here my helmet's almost finished, missing here you can see preview. 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, missing 7 hours. You can see here from the preview of my helmet. Well, it's a little bit dark for the webcam, I think. Ah, no, just the webcam is here. I don't have the webcam, so you cannot see anything. Okay, so chest, right sides. E beh, questo Prusa sono, diciamo che è da un po' che c'è la beta, ora l'hanno ufficializzato, quindi le opzioni nuove da un po' che ci stanno già. Però sì, sono fantastiche. Okay, this is our chest. That is huge. So we need to cut. When we need to cut, is always try to find the best place to cut. In this case, here is the texture, so I will avoid to cut if it's possible because it will be difficult to after to make it polish and make it smooth. So I suggest to cut here in the center. So let's cut. Oops. Put 90-degree. Exactly in the center. You see here you have the option add connector that add some pin. The product here is very thin. I don't know if you can choose the what kind of plug or dowel, this shape, the style, how deep and everything. So for example, oops, here we can try to put one pin here, one pin here, pin here, one pin here, and for example one pin here. So if you cut now, you should give the cut here, and the other side, you make the holes that you can. I don't see the hole. Doesn't look the holes. What happened? Connector. Ah, yeah. Just the render that is not showing good. Okay, so confirm. In this case, here we have the holes, we have the pin, and it will be more easy to connect. The problem is that if you make like this one, this part will be a mess to print, because if this side we can just put on this small surface, go away. We can put flat here. This one we cannot put flat on that surface because we have the pin that make interference. So or you put a big support and big raft, but all these parts to print on the air, I really don't suggest. Or you find another surface, but doesn't have another good surface. So in this case, I told you before, it's not a good idea to put the pin. So this was just the option to show you how to make the pins. That for many parts is good. In this case, no. Come back. So press cut. You can put it at 90%. Nope. I need to rotate manually. 70. Okay. So you don't put the connector. So now we have the two parts, 1 and 2. We can put both of them on the plate, and if you like it, you can print it together. If you trust your printer, I trust mine. I hope they will enter 1 and 2. There isn't too much space, so I'm afraid that the head moving so fast they will fall down, so it's better make 1 by 1. So this one is very taller print. So first one, we put the seams on the back. Support, I don't think that he finds that he needs support, but let's check. He suggests to put some support, more for helping the stable on the top here. It's better. Normally you don't need here, but like this one, you should have less vibration, especially in the top. So it could be a good idea to make it. And it's 8 hours. Wow, so long. Why so long? 215 grams. It's very big. It doesn't look so big at the beginning. Also because I have this texture that is lower down a little bit. But it's perfect. So this process we need to make with all the parts. We select the single part that we want, export model as individually, so we can have the single file that we scale, and we can import on our Prusa slicer or Cura or Orca slicer. Now many people start to use Orca. I tried, and I still prefer Prusa slicer for this cut and pin supports. And after that one, this part we can easily glue it because it's very flat, so it's very simple. You can melt on the back to keep it more straight, so it will not be a problem. Also, this is a chest that is blocked here, so wait a moment. Okay, we'll block here the chest so it doesn't shake, it doesn't hurt, so it will be okay. In V400 we trust. See, but with some supports. If I need to print something like this, I will put some glue on the, usually the bamboo glue, that is fantastic because it helps to keep the stuff more connected on the bed, and when you finish you have to release and doesn't left any marks. So normally I use also this one. Okay, so today I just give you one basic information how to scale with Armorsmith. That for now I think is the only one, is the only and the best program to scale one costume on your head or your body. It's also for the head. Many people say, but it's worth to buy if I need only make the helmet. Mean that for the helmet you can, if you have someone with the iPhone or with a good scanner, you can scan your head, like I also made. Wait, let me show to you. Here, sometimes I also make in this way for scale the helmet. Head. This should be my head, my beautiful head. You hear me? That is not super accurate. For example, when I put it, I found that it was better scaled to 97%. I don't have this. This is the render exactly. And on this one, you can open and add the helmet and you can scale. Is also a good way to make it, but you can make both. First, you scale on armor smith, and after you double check also on here, because here you have the real proportion of your nose, your ear, your cheek, your chin, and everything. So it can be more simple to match accuracy. But for scale and everything, I still prefer the other way. Also because you can make all the armor. Also here you have one X-ray function. See, for example, here it counts the hair. The hair you don't need to count too much because you can bend, you can fix, so, and you cannot move so smooth. You see, you make some steps by steps, so it's not very accurate, but it can give more or less a good idea if your head can be good or not. If you go to view here, you make X-ray, your head become transparent, or it's better make the helmet transparent, and you can move the head on the helmet and see if you touch. See, it looks good, only the hair go over because that moment have the bigger hair, longer. The other part looks almost good. I have some 1 centimeter on the back, not many centimeter on the front, but it's the hair because I already put 100% and it's fixed. So it's not super accurate. I prefer use armor smith for this kind of stuff, honestly. Ok, so for today we finish here. Quasi quasi ti faccio un pensierino. Io te lo consiglio. È un programma che compri una volta e ce l'hai per sempre. E ora che c'è la V400 e stampi cose grandi, è comodo. Cioè, io quando ho fatto il primo Ironman ho buttato penso una quindicina di chili di filamento tra corpetti e elmi che non ci stavano mai. Con questo, una volta preso la mano, mi ha fatto risparmiare tanto. Poi costava $30, $40, cioè, non è che stiamo parlando di $200 come può essere il C2 Box Pro e poi lo devi pagare ogni anno. Paghi una volta, tolto il pensiero. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you, Amarak, for joining and stay with me to have this nice chat. For all the other people, please remember to follow the channel, subscribe, so every time I make one live, even if it's not in program, you will get the notification, ring the bell, so you will be notified when I go on live. So if you have time and you want, you can join me and have a chat together when I'm working. So it's all for today. Thank you so much. See you next time.